Have you ever wondered why certain people just can't stand you for no real reason? Why they smile in your face but secretly try to bring you down? Why they act like they're better than everyone, but deep down they fear you? Yes, you, the chosen one. This video will reveal something most people will never tell you. Narcissists don't just dislike you, they fear you more than anything else, even more than death. I know that sounds extreme, but once you understand who you really are and what kind of power you carry, you'll realize why they act the way they do. Why they try to control you, confuse you, and make you doubt yourself. But the truth? You were born with something they can never fake or steal. In this video, we're breaking it all down in simple, clear steps. So stay with me until the end, because every point will open your eyes more and more. You're not crazy, you're not too sensitive, you're not imagining it, they really do fear you. Before we dive in, drop a comment below and let me know where you're watching from. And if you're part of the Chosen Ones community, show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing. We're building a space where real ones support each other. No masks, no games. So grab your water, sit back, and get ready to discover why your light is the very thing their darkness can't handle. Let's go. Some people wear masks, not the kind you see on Halloween, but invisible ones. These masks are made of fake smiles, sweet words, and charm. Narcissists are experts at wearing them. They pretend to be kind, caring, and even helpful. On the outside, they look like friends. On the inside, they only care about themselves. They hide their real thoughts because they want to control others and feel powerful. But you, the chosen one, are different. You don't fall for the mask. You see what others miss. You notice the way their words don't match their actions. You feel the strange energy when they walk into the room. Your spirit picks up on things before your mind even understands. Something inside you just knows when someone is fake, and that knowing makes you powerful. This is your gift. It's like having a flashlight in a dark place. While others are fooled, you're already 2 steps ahead. Narcissists hate that. It makes them nervous, even scared, because no matter how good their act is, they can't fool you. This is the part that hits hard. They don't just dislike you, they fear you. Why? Because when you see the truth, they lose control. Their power depends on keeping others blind, but your presence makes that impossible. And when someone like you walks into the room, they feel exposed. Your eyes, your silence, even your smile, it all feels like truth staring back at them. That's why they might avoid you, talk behind your back, or try to make you feel like the problem. But deep down, they know the truth. You saw through them from the very beginning. Being able to see through masks is not just a skill, it's a sign of spiritual strength. Not everyone has it. But you do. And that's why you're not just different. You're dangerous to the lies they live in. Some people spend their whole lives trying to be liked. They change how they talk, what they wear, and even what they believe, just to fit in. They chase approval like it's the most important thing in the world. Narcissists love this. It gives them power. They know that if someone needs their praise, they can easily control them. But then there's you. You're different. You don't need their likes, claps, or attention. You don't live for compliments or applause. You already know your worth. And it doesn't come from people. It comes from within. That kind of confidence. It's rare. And to a narcissist, it's terrifying. Because they can't control someone who doesn't need them. See, narcissists survive by making others feel small. They throw little insults, give fake praise, and play games to keep people unsure of themselves. That confusion, it feeds their ego, but when you walk in full of quiet strength, unshaken by their opinions, the game ends. They lose. Your self-worth doesn't rise when they praise you, and it doesn't fall when they ignore you. That kind of power scares them more than anything. Here's the truth. You don't need their validation, or because you already have something they'll never understand. A deep sense of purpose, a connection to something greater, a quiet voice inside you that says, I am enough. When you speak, you don't try to impress. When you walk, you don't try to outshine, but still people notice. Still you shine. And narcissists, they can't stand that kind of light because it reminds them that their power isn't real. And yours doesn't need to be loud to be strong. You're not here to beg for love. You are love. You're not here to seek approval. You are the approval. And that chosen one is what makes you truly untouchable. Some people try hard to be someone they're not. They copy others, say what they think people want to hear, and wear a mask every day just to fit in. Narcissists are experts at doing this. Their whole identity is built on pretending to be kind, smart, strong, or confident, even when they're not. But then there's you, the chosen one. You don't pretend, you don't fake smiles, you don't say things just to get attention. What people see is what they get. That's what makes your energy so powerful. It's real, it's raw, it's authentic, and that's exactly what narcissists can't stand. Because your truth shines so brightly, it exposes their lies. Just by being yourself, you make them uncomfortable. You don't even have to say anything. Your presence alone feels like a spotlight on everything they're hiding. And deep down, they know it. Here's what makes you different. You don't try to impress people. You're not chasing fame, likes, or approval. You're just being you. And that natural, honest energy, it's rare. People can feel it, even without words. It calms the room. It lifts others up. It brings peace, even in silence. Narcissists are afraid of this kind of energy. Why? Because it shows how fake and shallow their whole act really is. Around you, they can't hide. Around you, their tricks stop working. You don't laugh at their fake jokes. You don't fall for their sweet words. And you don't play their games. You walk in truth. And truth shakes their world. Authentic people are powerful, not because they try to be, but because they can't be anything else. That's what you carry. A light that can't be copied, a spirit that can't be faked, a heart that beats with truth. And that chosen one is what makes you a quiet storm. You don't have to fight to be seen. Your realness is your power, and it speaks louder than any mask ever could. There's something about you that people can't always explain, but they feel it. You walk into a room and the energy shifts. Some people feel calm and safe around you. Others, especially those with dark intentions, feel nervous, even afraid. That's not by accident. It's not just your personality, it's your spiritual protection. You may not see it with your eyes, but you are surrounded by a powerful force, a divine shield, a light that watches over you, guides you, and keeps you safe. You've been chosen for something bigger. And the universe, or God, doesn't leave his chosen ones unprotected. That's why narcissists can't stand to be near you for too long. Even when they pretend to like you, they feel something deep in their gut, a warning, a pushback, a discomfort they can't explain, because your spirit is covered. Your aura, the energy that surrounds your body and doesn't welcome evil, it repels it. Just like how light pushes away darkness, your presence pushes away lies, manipulation, and hidden agendas. And narcissists, they feed off darkness. They thrive in confusion and control. But with you, it's different. They can't figure you out. They can't read you, twist you, or trap you. There's something bigger standing with you, and they feel it. Sometimes you've probably avoided danger without knowing why. You've walked away from people or situations that felt off, only to realize later you were being protected. That's your gift. That's your covering. You don't need to fight with your hands. Your spirit already speaks. And when narcissists come near, they feel it. A presence that says, not this one. This one is protected. You carry peace, but it's a powerful peace. You carry love, but it's a fearless love. You walk in light, and light always exposes the darkness. That's why they fear you. Not just your words, not just your strength, but the unseen power around you. Because when you're spiritually protected, no weapon formed against you can win. Setting boundaries isn't something that comes easily to everyone. For many people, saying no feels hard. They worry about disappointing others, hurting feelings, or facing conflict. But for you, the chosen one, setting boundaries is a natural part of who you are. You know exactly where you end and others begin, and you protect that space with strength and confidence. Boundaries are the invisible lines we draw to protect ourselves emotionally, mentally, and physically. They help us decide what we will tolerate, and what we will not. For most people, boundaries are flexible. They're willing to bend or break them to please others or avoid conflict. But for you, your boundaries are unbreakable. They're rooted deep in your self-respect and understanding of who you are. You don't give away pieces of yourself to anyone who asks. Instead, you protect your energy, your peace, and your time. And this is where narcissists get shaken to their core. Narcissists thrive on access. They crave control, attention, and power. They want to invade your space, push your limits, and manipulate you into doing what they want. When they know how to make people feel guilty or pressured into saying yes when they really want to say no. They want to wear you down, make you feel like your needs don't matter, and convince you to put them first. But you don't fall for that. When a narcissist tries to push their way in, you confidently say no, and you mean it. You don't make excuses, apologize, or try to explain yourself. You simply set your boundaries and stand firm in them. Whether it's at work, in relationships, or even with family, you refuse to let anyone overstep. You walk away when things aren't right, without fear of what others might think or say. This ability to resist, to say no without feeling guilty or scared, is one of the most powerful tools you have, and it drives narcissists crazy. Why? Because they can't control you. They can't manipulate you into giving them what they want, and that frustrates them. They feed off people who are unsure of their boundaries, people who will bend and break to please them. But not you. Your resistance is a wall they cannot climb, a fortress they can never break into. Your boundaries make you untouchable. You are not afraid to walk away from toxic people or situations, no matter how uncomfortable it might be. You know that protecting your peace is more important than trying to keep everyone happy. Narcissists want access to your energy, your time, and your life, but when you say no, you're taking that power back. This is why they fear you. They can't stand the fact that they can't get under your skin or control your actions. They crave access to your life, but you deny them, and that's something they will never get used to. You, the chosen one, have learned that your worth is not tied to anyone's approval or willingness to give you attention. You are strong enough to walk away, to say no, and to protect your energy at all costs, and that resistance, that unshakable boundary, is the very thing that keeps you free and powerful. It's a freedom they will never experience, and it's what they fear the most. You've probably noticed that some people just can't stand being around you, not because of anything you've done, but because of who you are. The truth is, your light shines so brightly that it forces others to face parts of themselves they'd rather keep hidden. It's not that you're trying to hurt them, but just by being your authentic self, you trigger something deep inside them, something they'd rather not acknowledge. This is especially true for narcissists. Narcissists love pretending to be perfect. They build walls around themselves, carefully crafting an image of power, confidence, and control. But underneath that shiny exterior, there's a lot of insecurity. Narcissists fear being exposed. They fear their weaknesses being seen by others. They fear that the world will see them as flawed, vulnerable, and unworthy. They hide their true selves because they don't know how to handle the shame and guilt that comes with those hidden parts. And that's where you come in. Just by being yourself, you trigger all of their hidden fears. Your authenticity brings out their deepest insecurities. They might not even know why they feel uneasy around you, but it's because your presence exposes the truth they've spent their whole lives trying to cover up. When you stand tall in your truth, when you are unapologetically you, it forces them to look at their own darkness, and that's uncomfortable for them, because they don't want to confront what's buried deep inside. Imagine being a person who spends all their energy on looking perfect, appearing strong, and pretending to have it all together. You put on a show for the world, but deep down you're afraid that someone might see through it. Now imagine walking into a room and meeting someone who doesn't need to pretend, someone who accepts themselves fully, flaws and all, and is completely at peace with who they are. It's like a mirror being held up to your face, and suddenly all your insecurities are reflected back at you. That's exactly what happens when narcissists are around you. You don't have to point out their flaws or criticize them. Just by being your authentic self, You shine a light on their hidden shame, guilt, and fear. You remind them of everything they're trying to suppress. This is why narcissists fear you. They fear that you will expose the cracks in their armor. They fear that your light will make their darkness impossible to ignore. They can't handle someone who is comfortable with their own flaws because it reminds them of everything they try to hide. You don't need to do anything to trigger this reaction. Simply by being true to yourself, you make them face the parts of themselves they'd rather not confront. Have you ever noticed how some people act like they don't like you, but deep down, they're always watching you? They may criticize or try to bring you down, but there's something in the way they look at you that says they wish they could be more like you. This is especially true for narcissists. They have a strange relationship with you. They secretly admire you, but they also hate you. Why? Because you reflect everything they'll never be. You, the chosen one, are not like most people. You are love. You are growth. You are truth. And these qualities are the very things that narcissists crave but can never fully embody. Narcissists are always searching for something they can never find: genuine connection, self-acceptance, and true peace. They wear masks pretending to be confident, successful, or perfect. But deep down, they are constantly empty, trying to fill a void that nothing can truly satisfy. Then comes you. You embody all the things they can only dream of. Your heart is full of love, not just for others, but for yourself. You don't need to seek approval from anyone because you already know your worth. You walk through life with the belief that you are enough just as you are. Narcissists, on the other hand, need constant validation and praise to feel good about themselves. They are stuck in a cycle of insecurity, always needing to prove their worth to the world. You also embody growth. You are constantly evolving, learning from your mistakes, and becoming a better version of yourself. Narcissists, however, struggle with this. They don't want to change because that would mean admitting they're not perfect, and that scares them. They would rather stay stuck in their pride and arrogance than face the discomfort of self-improvement. And lastly, you live in truth. You don't hide behind lies or pretend to be someone you're not. What you see is what you get. And that honesty and authenticity is something narcissists can't stand. They live in a world of lies, pretending to be something they're not, all the while trying to convince everyone else that their fake version of themselves is the truth. So, when a narcissist looks at you, they see something they'll never have. They see a person who has the love, growth, and truth they'll always chase but never catch. They admire you because on some level they know what you have is real, something they could never create for themselves. But at the same time, they hate you for the very same reason. They're filled with jealousy because your qualities shine a light on their own emptiness. The truth is, narcissists will always feel threatened by your presence. They may never say it, but deep down, they are aware that they'll never be able to live up to the love, growth, and truth you naturally embody. And that's what scares them the most. But instead of letting this affect you, remember that your authenticity is your superpower. You don't need to change for anyone. You don't need to become someone you're not. Just by being yourself, you already reflect the things they'll never be. And that's why they fear you. Have you ever noticed how some people will try to twist your words, make you feel guilty, or even try to confuse you just to get what they want? Manipulation is a common tactic that narcissists use to control others. They might try to make you feel like you're the problem when they're the ones causing the issues, or they might shower you with affection at one moment and then make you feel terrible the next. But here's the thing, you can't be manipulated. Narcissists often use a few tricks to get what they want from people. One of their most common strategies is called love bombing, where they overwhelm you with excessive praise, gifts, or affection to make you feel special and important. At first, it seems flattering. They make you feel like you're the center of their world, and you might start thinking they really care about you. But when the love bombing stops, it can leave you feeling confused or unsure about what's really going on. Narcissists do this because they want to control you by making you dependent on their approval. Another tactic they use is guilt tripping. Narcissists are experts at making others feel responsible for their emotions. If they're upset or angry, they'll make you feel like it's your fault. They'll try to make you believe that you caused their bad behavior or that you owe them something for everything they've done for you. This can leave you feeling guilty, even when you did nothing wrong. But here's the thing, you see through it. You have discernment, the ability to understand situations clearly and see past all the lies and tricks. Your intuition is strong and you know when something doesn't feel right. When a narcissist tries to play their mind games, you can spot it from a mile away. You don't get pulled into their drama. You stay grounded and centered because you know your worth and are confident in your decisions. One of the most dangerous tricks a narcissist uses is called gaslighting. This is when they try to make you doubt your reality, memories, or perceptions. They might twist the truth or deny things they've said or done, making you question yourself. Narcissists love to do this because it keeps you off balance and makes you more dependent on them for answers. But you can't be gaslit. You trust your instincts and your clarity of mind cuts through their lies like a sword. No matter how much they twist the truth, you know who you are and what's real. Your centeredness is what makes you invulnerable to their tactics. Narcissists feed on your doubts and insecurities. They want to see you falter, to question yourself, and to give in to their manipulation. But because you trust yourself and your inner strength, you won't fall for their tricks. You don't need their validation to know you're worthy. You don't need their love bombing to feel important. And you certainly don't need to apologize for things that aren't your fault. You have a strong shield that deflects their manipulation. Your clarity, confidence, and inner peace make you immune to their games. They might try every trick in the book, but at the end of the day, they can't control you. And that's why narcissists fear you. They can't manipulate someone who is so self-aware and centered in their own truth. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt like something was off? Maybe it wasn't the people, but the energy around you. You could just sense that something wasn't right, even if no one said a word. That's because you, the chosen one, have an incredible gift, your spiritual energy. Your energy is so powerful and high vibrational that it can literally expose things that others can't see. Think of it like a light in the dark. When you walk into a room, you bring so much positivity and light that it has a way of revealing what's hiding in the shadows. This isn't just about shining light on good things, though. Your spiritual energy exposes darkness, and that includes the demons or negative forces that can be working through narcissists and other toxic people. Narcissists, for example, often operate in ways that aren't always visible on the surface. They may seem charming, smooth-talking, and even kind at first. But underneath that mask, there's often an agenda, a manipulative or self-serving plan. These negative energies are often connected to what some people would call dark spirits, or negative forces that influence their behavior. These dark energies thrive in environments where people don't have strong spiritual awareness. But when you enter the scene, your energy shakes things up. You have a high spiritual frequency, and this frequency vibrates at a level that dark forces just can't handle. It's like you're walking around with a light that's so bright, it forces darkness to show itself. Narcissists are no exception. When they're around you, their manipulative intentions, their hidden agendas, and the toxic patterns they operate in are revealed. They can't hide their true selves from you because your light exposes everything they try to keep in the shadows. Think of it like a heat-seeking missile for negativity. When your energy enters the space, it targets and reveals anything that doesn't align with your pure, high vibrational state. Narcissists and other toxic people can feel this, even if they don't consciously understand it. Their demons, the fears, insecurities, and negative influences that control them, begin to panic. They may feel uncomfortable, even threatened, because they can no longer hide what they're really about. It's not that you're doing anything actively to expose them, but simply by being yourself. By being connected to your higher self and your spirituality, you cause their true nature to emerge. They can't stand being near you for too long because your presence disrupts the negative forces guiding their actions. And that's why narcissists fear you. Your energy has the ability to expose them for what they really are. And that's something they can't stand. When you walk into a room, you bring a divine frequency that cannot be ignored. You expose all the lies, manipulation, and negativity hiding in the shadows. Your light reveals their agenda and they can feel it. That's why they often try to avoid you, because they know their dark side will be seen for what it is. Your spiritual strength is your shield, and it's the very thing that makes you a powerful force that narcissists and dark energies can't handle. Have you ever been in a situation where someone is clearly doing something wrong but no one says anything? Maybe everyone just goes along with it, thinking it's not a big deal, or they're afraid to speak up. Narcissists love when people stay quiet. It gives them the power to do whatever they want without facing any consequences. But you, the chosen one, are different. You don't sit back and stay silent. You hold people accountable, even when it's tough, and especially when it comes to narcissists. Narcissists thrive in environments where people enable them. Enabling means letting someone get away with bad behavior, making excuses for them, or not holding them to the same standards as everyone else. Narcissists rely on this to keep their power. They manipulate others, control situations, and get what they want by making people afraid to challenge them. But that doesn't work with you. You don't let them get away with their lies or bad actions. You call them out. You stand up for what's right, no matter who is involved. When narcissists try to manipulate or hurt others, you don't let it slide. You speak the truth with calm authority. You don't yell, shout, or lose your temper. Instead, you express your thoughts in a way that commands respect. You don't need to raise your voice to make an impact because your words are powerful enough on their own. You speak with clarity and you challenge their behavior in a way that exposes their falsehoods. This boldness, it's their worst nightmare. Imagine this. A narcissist tries to get away with something. Maybe they're lying to someone, taking advantage of someone, or trying to manipulate the situation. Most people would either ignore it or avoid confrontation. But you step up and point out what they're doing wrong. You don't let them twist the truth or manipulate others. When you speak, people listen because they know you speak from a place of integrity and truth. Your ability to hold others accountable is one of the reasons narcissists fear you. Narcissists hate being challenged or confronted. It ruins their illusion of control. It's uncomfortable for them because they can't hide behind their masks of charm and manipulation anymore. When you stand firm in your truth, they know they can't get away with their bad behavior around you. Narcissists want power, but accountability takes that power away from them. They can't control you or the people around you because you hold them to the standards of honesty, respect, and fairness. You don't let them play the victim or manipulate situations. You don't let them twist the narrative. Instead, you bring the truth to light, and that's something they can't handle. Your boldness and ability to speak truth to power is what makes you so strong. You don't let narcissists or anyone else get away with toxic behavior. You make sure they face the consequences, and in doing so, you protect others and set an example of strength, integrity, and leadership. And that's why narcissists fear you, and because you hold them accountable, and they know that's their worst nightmare. Have you ever had someone act all confident and put together, but something about them just feels off? Maybe they're pretending to be perfect or constantly bragging about themselves, but deep down, you can sense their insecurities. Narcissists do this all the time. They create this perfect image of themselves, trying to convince others that they are superior or better than everyone else. But here's the catch. When you are around them, you act like a mirror. Your presence forces them to face everything they try to hide, and that's something they can't stand. You are like a mirror because your energy reflects back everything a narcissist tries to bury inside. They want to believe they are perfect, powerful, and without flaws, but when you're near, they can't help but see their own emptiness, jealousy, and lies staring back at them. Your authenticity shines so brightly that it exposes everything they'd rather keep hidden. You don't even have to say anything. Your very presence is enough to make them confront the truth they try so hard to avoid. Narcissists often build false personas to protect their fragile egos. They wear masks to hide their insecurities, fears, and feelings of inadequacy. But when they encounter someone like you, someone who radiates genuine confidence and authenticity, all of those masks start to crack. Your mirror-like energy reflects the truth, and for a narcissist, that truth can be painful. They can't handle being reminded of their deep jealousy toward others, their emptiness that they try to fill with superficial things, and the lies they tell themselves and others to cover up their flaws. Imagine this. A narcissist walks into a room full of people, and they immediately try to take the spotlight. They might brag, talk about their accomplishments, or manipulate the situation to make themselves look good. But when you walk in, you don't need to compete for attention or try to outshine them. Your presence is enough. The energy you carry is so real and powerful that it reveals their true nature. They can no longer hide behind their pretenses, and the jealousy they feel for others becomes more obvious. The emptiness they try to fill with material things or attention comes to the surface, and their lies about who they are start to crumble. This is why narcissists hate being around you. They can't stand the truth that you reflect. It forces them to face their own insecurities. Things they've worked so hard to bury. They might try to act like they don't care, but deep down they fear being exposed for the fake people they really are. Your authenticity is a mirror they can't escape from. It reveals their true self, and that makes them feel vulnerable and uncomfortable. While they may try to put on a show, deep down they know that you can see through their act. And that's why narcissists fear you, because your presence forces them to look into the mirror they hate the most, the one that reflects their true, unmasked self. Narcissists thrive on control. They want to have power over everyone and everything around them. They manipulate, charm, and use all kinds of tricks to make others fall in line with their wishes. They need to feel like they own the people in their lives, whether it's through their emotions, their time, or their loyalty. But you, the chosen one, are different. You can't be bought, manipulated, or controlled, and that terrifies them. One of the main things narcissists want is to have people depend on them. They want to be the center of attention and have others rely on them for validation, approval, or even love. Narcissists often use emotional manipulation, giving just enough attention to keep people hooked. They might shower someone with praise one moment and then withdraw it the next, all to keep that person chasing their approval. But with you, that doesn't work. You are emotionally independent, and you don't need anyone's approval to feel good about yourself. Narcissists are used to having people bend to their will, but you stand firm. You can't be swayed by their flattery or their flashy illusions, whether it's material things like gifts or wealth, or emotional things like compliments and fake promises. You see through it all. You don't get impressed by the things they use to manipulate others. You don't care about what they can give you because you already have everything you need inside. Your self-worth doesn't depend on how they treat you, and that's something they can't stand. They also fear that they can't own you the way they do with others. When they try to control someone, they expect that person to fall into line, to agree with everything they say, to depend on them for emotional support, or even to be grateful for their attention. But you can't be bought or manipulated. They can't hold something over your head, and that makes them powerless. It's like they have a bag of tricks and none of them work on you. They might try to offer you something shiny or try to make you feel guilty or indebted to them, but you see through it. You don't need them for validation, and that scares them. Narcissists live off of the idea that they can control others by offering just enough to make them stay, but with you, that control is impossible because you don't need them for happiness, confidence, or anything else. You already have everything you need within yourself. In their eyes, the worst thing that could happen is that someone like you can't be controlled. You refuse to be manipulated into doing what they want, and your freedom and independence are a direct threat to their sense of power. Narcissists want to feel like they own everyone around them, but with you, that's not going to happen. You are untouchable, not because you're better than others, but because you simply refuse to be controlled by their games. And that makes them fear you. The truth is, you can't be bought or controlled, and that's exactly what makes you so powerful. You don't need anything from them, and that's something narcissists can't stand. They fear you because your independence is a mirror to everything they can never have. You're free, and they are not. Have you ever noticed that when someone tells a lie, it feels off? Like there's something about it that just doesn't sit right? Narcissists are experts at lying. They weave elaborate stories, create false realities, and manipulate the truth to get what they want. But when you walk into a room, something changes. The lies they tell begin to unravel. Your presence brings the spirit of truth, and that's something they fear deeply. Narcissists thrive on deception. They hide behind lies to protect their fragile egos and maintain control over others. They often manipulate people by twisting the truth, making others believe things that aren't real, or making promises they never intend to keep. But when you're around, those lies don't have the same power. You have a unique ability to see through their falsehoods and expose them for what they really are. You carry the spirit of truth with you. It's not something you try to do, it's just part of who you are. When you speak, your words are rooted in honesty, and that honesty is like a light that shines through the darkness of deceit. It's not about being harsh or unkind, but about being real. Your words have a way of cutting through the lies, not to harm others, but to heal. In the presence of your truth, the lies that narcissists tell start to wither away. They can't hold up under the weight of your honesty. Imagine this. A narcissist is spinning a story, trying to make themselves look good or manipulate the people around them. But when you speak, the truth comes out so clearly that their lies don't stand a chance. It's like a vampire being exposed to sunlight. The lies can't survive in the light of your truth. They begin to melt away and everyone else starts to see things clearly. Have you ever been around someone who seems to have a special energy that makes you think differently or even question the way you've been living? That's the kind of power you hold. Narcissists are all about control. They want to keep people in the dark, following their every word and believing their lies. But you have a unique gift. Your voice, your story, and the light you carry can wake people up from the fog of deception. You inspire others to see things clearly, and that's exactly what narcissists fear. Narcissists thrive when people are asleep to the truth. They want others to be blind to what's really going on, to follow their manipulation and believe the stories they tell. It's much easier for narcissists to control people who are unaware of the reality around them. But when you speak up, when you share your truth and your story, it's like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, everyone around you can see clearly. You help people wake up to the truth, and that shakes narcissists to their core. Your story is powerful. It's not just about what you've been through, but how you've overcome it. When you speak from your heart, you inspire others to do the same. They start to realize they don't have to live in fear, shame, or doubt. Your words give them the courage to question the lies they've been told, to break free from the false narratives that have kept them stuck. Narcissists hate this because they rely on people staying in the dark, believing whatever they say. When others wake up to the truth, they lose control. There's something incredibly powerful about resilience. It's not just about surviving tough situations. It's about coming back stronger each time you face adversity. Narcissists hate resilience because it's the one thing they can't control or destroy. They'll try to break you, smear your name, and sabotage your efforts, but no matter what they do, you rise. Every single time, you become stronger, clearer, and more anointed with each challenge. That ability to keep standing, to keep moving forward, terrifies them because it shows them just how little control they have over you. Narcissists thrive on power and manipulation. They want to control everyone around them, but especially those they see as threats. If they feel you're strong or independent, they'll stop at nothing to tear you down. They'll spread lies about you, twist your words, and try to destroy your reputation. They might even use the people around you to turn against you, making you feel isolated and alone. They think that if they can break you emotionally or mentally, you'll fall into despair and they'll be able to control you forever. But they don't know who they're dealing with. You are not easily broken. When narcissists attack, They expect you to fall apart. They expect you to be crushed by their lies and sabotage. But that's not what happens. Instead of breaking, you rise. When they try to tear you down, you find new strength. You find the courage to get back up and keep going. Every time they strike, you become more resilient, more determined, and more aware of your own power. It's like you have a special ability to bounce back from whatever they throw at you, and it's this ability that terrifies them. In life, some people seem to always be playing games. Narcissists, in particular, thrive on these games. Power plays, manipulation, deceit, and control. They want to be the ones calling the shots, pulling the strings, and making everyone dance to their tune. But you are not here to play games. You are on a divine mission with a higher purpose that goes beyond anything they can comprehend. Your purpose is bigger than their petty games, and that's what scares them more than anything. While narcissists live in endless cycles of manipulation and self-centeredness, you live with intention and direction. They are constantly moving in circles, chasing their own need for validation, control, and admiration. Their world is filled with empty victories and constant drama. They will do anything to maintain their power, even if it means tearing people down or spreading lies. It's all about them. But you don't get caught up in their games because you are focused on something much greater. Your life is moving in the direction of your destiny. You are here for a reason, and you know it. You have a mission, a purpose that guides everything you do.